Hello, welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Tribe. My name is Jay, and today we're starting our chakra series. So we're going to be starting with our root chakra, known as Mooladhara. Mooladhara is the most important chakra to get in balance, because without this chakra, we can't move into any other chakra. So it's referred to the roots of our chakras. If you think about a plant, it has to grow its roots before it can come out of the earth and grow its leaves or its flowers. And that's the same with our body and our soul. So we want to find a foundation in our body, which is our spiritual home, a foundation in our practice before we can move outward into the other aspects of the chakras. So Mooladhara is all about connecting to your physical body. We want to get out of our head, we want to get out of the future, we want to get out of all the labels that we like to place on top of ourselves, and we want to get back to the basics of life. So coming into your breath, coming into your heart, and really finding a sense of groundedness or solidness in who you are. So we're going to be taking things a bit slower today, and you're really going to be confronted with sitting with yourself. I ask that you try to avoid fidgeting, escaping, pausing, unless you really need to, and allow yourself to feel uncomfortable. Allow yourself to sit with yourself, and remember to focus on your breath, because your breath reminds us that life moves on no matter how uncomfortable we get. So I invite you to start in seated meditation, crossing your legs, relaxing your shoulders, closing your eyes. And our root chakra, Mooladhara, is located at the base of your spine, so around your tailbone. So I really want you to shift the energy down your spine today. Really focus on your exhales, as if you're connecting straight from your body to the mat, to the floor, and maybe even to the earth underneath you, feeling a sense of support. As you start to deepen your breath in and out through your nose, start to connect to your body in a positive way. We have a habit of judging our body, of looking at ourselves in the mirror with contempt, with judgments, with expectations. Can you accept your body as it is right now? Most of all, can you start to listen to your body's wisdom? Your body will tell you when to back off, when to hold on. It can be really easy to get confused by the signals from your mind. So rather than listening to any words that come into your mind, listen to the feelings, the sensations, get really physical. So we'll start now. Can you taste your next inhale? Can you hear your next exhale? Can you feel the prana, the life force energy moving through you? Can you feel the yoga mat underneath you? Can you feel the air, the energy around you? Notice if you start to slouch, can you become firm? Think about like a boulder or a tree stump. Become unmovable. Know that you're in a safe place. It's okay to be here. There's nothing else that you need to do. For the next 60 moments or so, you're in a safe place. Mooladhara is all about getting your basic needs met. We'll take 5 more deep breaths, slow and steady, finding an even pace between your inhale and your exhale. On your next inhale, you can open your eyes, and we'll begin our practice. So we're going to take your right hand behind your back, and we're going to take your left hand to your right knee. The hand behind your back is there for leverage. It's that we don't lean back. And then the hand on your leg is there so that you can get a little bit more twist out of your spine. So start by inhaling, opening up your heart. Then on your exhale, begin to draw your right shoulder blade back. So taking full breaths, starting at about 60%, and every time you exhale, adding about 10% more into your twist. Think inhale lifts me up taller through the crown of my head, then exhale takes me a little bit deeper into my twist. We have 3 more breaths. And last breath in. Deepest exhale, twist. Inhale back to center, and exhale to the other side. Set yourself up, so we're nice and stable, sitting up tall. Deep breath in, then exhale, supine twist. Start to guide your left shoulder blade back. If it's okay on your neck, you might look back. Inhale, broadens the chest. Exhale, really squeeze your core, emptying all of the air out. Take one more breath in. Deepest exhale. Inhale back to center. Good, we're gonna take your left hand beside you. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Think height always comes before depth. We want this space to move. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, half moon. Start to reach over. Now we don't wanna be leaning forward or back. We're just coming sideways like we're between 2 panes of glass. Keep your right hip down. Eventually, your left form might come down to the mat, but check in with the bottom of your ribs, your obliques. Make sure that you're not crushing your ribs. I inhale for space, then I exhale for depth. Be nice and soft through your midsection. You should feel this through your armpit all the way down to your hip flexor. And the slower you breathe, the quicker you're going to open up. 2 more breaths. Inhale, rise up, both hands come up. Exhale, half moon, other direction. So inhale to your left fingertips, and then exhale, start to sink over. Notice the difference between both sides of your body and honor those differences. You might have an easier time on this side or a more difficult time. Keep reaching up, then over. Inhale, rise back up. On your exhale, let's fold over your crossed legs. So elbows might be on the mat. Eventually your head will come down to the mat, but don't feel bad if it's not down yet. Keep your tailbone and your bum on the mat. So if you're having to lift up your hips, you're folding too deep. Breathing into our sacrum, our lower back. This is where we would find our Mooladhara, our base chakra. A lot of people have a hard time with Mooladhara, have lower back pain, because we have a hard time slowing down. We have a hard time reflecting and connecting inward. We live in a really busy world. There's lots going on. There's always things to do. And our attention is almost constantly divided. And so we find ourselves always looking outward, always living in our head. As soon as we come back into the body, we often find discomforts. We find places that we've been neglecting or ignoring, such as our lower back. Take some time just to feel it. Allow yourself to breathe into it. And do your best to relax, to release any stress, anxiety, tension, pain, tiredness. And so maybe you even imagine that you're energetically pushing these things out of your body through your palms, surrendering them to the floor or to the yoga mat. If you're feeling good in your spine, You might reach your arms farther forward. I like to come onto my fingertips. Keep drawing your shoulder blades back. Deep breaths. And as you inhale, we'll sit back up. Take your hands behind you. Take your feet out in front of you. Now, fingers can face any direction that's comfortable for your wrist, but preferably they're facing forward towards your feet. In our reverse tabletop, pick up your hips, pick up your heart. So we're pressing the mat as far away from us as we can, and we want to use not just our palms, but our fingertips. And not just your heels, but your toes, the balls of your feet. Every inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Every exhale, hold that height. Now your head could look forward, it could look up, it could drop back, whatever is more comfortable on your neck. Now challenge yourself, see if you can start to extend your legs forward, but my only little rule is, can you keep your toes on the mat? If your toes start to lift, you're trying too hard. And now lift your hips up. Exhale, hold. If you start to shake, that's a good sign we're getting stronger. So Mooladhara is about becoming stable, firm. Support yourself with your breath. Strong exhales, pressing the mat away from you. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, take a seat. Cross your legs, shrug out your shoulders a few times. Feel the heat moving through your body. And we'll come onto our hands, onto our knees. I recommend moving to the back of your mat. We want to stack your hips on top of your knees. We're going to now reach your arms forward for our puppy pose, our heart-melting pose. So sinking your chest down, you might put your forehead down. Eventually you'll put your chin down. Maybe your chest lays flat on the floor. Try to relax. Relax your shoulders. Sink the heart. Lightly pull through your hands. Feel an engagement in your back muscles. Deep breaths. Pick yourself back up. Come to the center of your mat, tabletop position. Press through your palms, tuck your toes, wrap your elbows in supinate. So straight arms, much stronger than bent elbows. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your heart. On your exhale, we're gonna cat round and curl your back. And then we're gonna pick up our knees into a bear position. Really exaggerate the pushing of your palms. So shoulders, chest, and back all working together. Inhale, drop your knees, cow. Drop the belly into your back bend. And then exhale, cat into your bear. Really press through your fingertips, your knuckles. Inhale, cow, drop the knees. Exhale, cat, round and curl to your bear position. Last time, inhale, cow. And exhale, round and curl to your bear. Beautiful. Let's extend our feet back into a plank pose, plank asana. Keep pressing yourself away from the mat as if your mat was really smelly. Tuck your tail. Inhale, lean forward, push your heels forward. And on your exhale, slowly walking, pressing through our hands to the back of the mat. Forward fold, bend your knees as much as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend your spine forward so that's completely flat. Exhale, fold completely, palms to mat, chin to chest. Now, as slowly as you can, and I'll start to stand up, and I mean slowly, let your hands stay in contact with your body as you unravel your spine, undulating your way all the way up to Samastitihi. Hands to heart center. In your Samastitihi, close your eyes. Press your palms together, relax your shoulders. Imagine yourself like a tree growing roots, connecting you to the floor, to the mat. Finding your breath. Now we find our stem or the trunk of your tree by engaging your core, tucking your tail, knitting the ribs, lifting tall through the crown of your head. Now I invite you to set an intention for your practice. Maybe it's to become a little bit more still, a little bit more calm. Maybe just to find a little bit more of a positive connection to your body, accepting yourself. Whatever your intention is, can you remind yourself each and every breath? Let's all take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Eyes open, and now reach your arms up nice and tall. On your exhale, we're going to fold, hinging at the hips. Think about coming over a speed bump all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, extend your spine. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat. Inhale, slowly walk your hands to the top of the mat, plank pose. Slow and steady, pressing through your knuckles, through your palms. Wrap the elbows in. Inhale, shift forward, come onto your toe tips. Then just as slowly, exhale, walk your hands back to your toes for your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend your spine. Exhale, completely fold, palms down, chin to chest. Inhale, rise up with your inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart, check in with yourself. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold with control, moving at the pace of your own breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale to your plank, slow and steady, pressing through each palm, feeling the texture of your mat, becoming really sensory. Inhale, lean forward, shoulders over fingertips. Exhale, slowly walking our hands back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms down. Inhale to your plank. So you know what we're doing. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, walk back slow and steady. Here we're really trying to extend our spine and support our spine with every muscle we have. Inhale, halfway lift, extend your spine. Exhale, fold, touch the mat. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, Samasthiti, don't forget to connect. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Last time, inhale to your plank pose. Just pausing here for a moment. As you look at the mat, maybe you visualize yourself on red earth. If you're in Australia with me, that's probably pretty easy to imagine. So Mooladhara is represented by the color red. Maybe you think of your blood, your life force, coming back to our foundations, back to the basics. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, first chaturanga, bend your elbows, slowly coming down, elbows to ribs. Inhale, up dog, lift your heart, pull the tops of your feet forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. First down dog of our practice. So we're gonna hold it here for 2 minutes. And this is gonna be 2 minutes of sitting with yourself. Try to avoid fidgeting, moving around. Bend your knees if you have really tight hamstrings. Try to keep your arms straight. And focus on your breath, not the amount of time that we're here for. Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog, is known as a resting place. Now you might not feel rested in your arms or your legs, but try to find a resting place in your mind, a place of peace. We can't control what life throws at us, but we can control how we react to life. using our breath to overcome this discomfort, to find a sense of stability and strength. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, walk, or lightly jump to the top of the mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, should be familiar. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. So we want to ground ourselves. Us teachers, we have a little saying, toes before the pose. So we want to connect downward before we can reach upward. So as we come into our tree pose, really find a sense of grounding through your feet, as if you literally had roots coming out. We're going to turn your right knee out. Now you could have your toes on the mat. You could have your heel to your calf. If you go any higher, you can draw your foot to your inner thigh. And for those of you who are a little more advanced, feel free to take your half lotus tree. Now we're going to take our hands into Kali Mudra, kind of like a squirt gun position, and then become stable through your ankle. Think about bamboo. It's flexible, but it's strong and firm. So we want a little bit of wiggle room, but just enough to keep us steady and balanced. As you inhale, let's lift our arms up nice and high. And the more you squeeze the hands together, the easier this should become. We're going to take a deep breath in. On your exhale, half moon to the right. So we're reaching up and over. And if you're as into plants as I am, I love my plants, you notice this is how plants grow. They reach their leaf up, and then it slowly reaches over. So I want you to find your edge, but try not to go over your edge. We're here for 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, 1, inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart. Intentionally place your right foot down. Okay, let's do the other side, left side. So try to find the same place in your tree. Good, Kali Mudra, become stable. So start with the toes, move up the body. When you have a connection to the crown of your head, then you know you're ready to grow. And now reaching our arms up nice and high. Relax shoulders, firm core. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, half moon to the left. Slow and steady, we find our space. Remember, height before depth. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise up just as slowly. Exhale, hands to heart. Place your foot down with intention. Very good. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and high. Lift your heels up high. And exhale, fold slow and steady down to the mat. Don't drop your heels till you reach the mat, finding full body balance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your chaturanga, step, walk, or jump back to your plank. Inhale, lean forward, don't forget. Exhale, come down halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Return to your resting place. Take a smooth breath in. Take a smooth breath out. And now let's lift your right leg high. And on your exhale, scorpion, bend your right knee, open your hip. You can shake, circle, or wiggle your leg just to get some blood to pump into your hip flexor. Try to point your knee up at the ceiling. And now extend your right leg long. On your exhale, let's take your right knee to your right elbow. Try to touch your arm. Now we're going to inhale, slide your knee down to the wrist, and exhale over to your left wrist. Inhale, up to your left elbow. Exhale, right elbow. 2 more times. Inhale, down. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Exhale, right elbow. Last time, inhale, down. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Pausing here Falling triangle, extend your right foot, lift your left hand. Now I'm just gonna turn around so you can see me a little better, but you get to hold your falling triangle. Good, arch up through your hips. If you want a bit more of a challenge, pick up that bottom foot, your right foot. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, take a seat. Legs should be split. Now we're gonna take our right hand outside of the right leg, our left hand to the inside of your right leg. Try to lean forward. You'll naturally lean back, but the more you lean forward, the better it is for your psoas, your hamstring, and your back flexibility. So I recommend pointing your toes. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, we're gonna lift our legs up. 5, inhale down, exhale lift. 4, inhale down, exhale lift. 3, flat palms, inhale down, exhale lift. 2, inhale down, exhale lift. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set them down. Good job. Shake them out. If you're new to that posture, you might get a little bit of a cramp. Breathe, move, take some water. Know that you're getting into some new places in your body. Plant your right hand to the top of the mat. In a falling triangle, pick yourself up from your core. Exhale, left hand down. In a right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step lightly between your hands, low lunge. Now we're gonna plant the back heel, and we're gonna inhale to our warrior one, Veerbhadrasana. Square your hips, so we really want your left hip pulling forward and your right hip pulling back. Tuck your tail, lunge your front knee, and your back foot is so sealed, I couldn't slip a piece of paper under it. And now reach your swords up nice and high. Draw your elbows and your pinky fingers in. Find your breath. And then think about what a warrior is. So a warrior has an objective, a goal. And in yoga, our goal, what we're fighting for, is peace, love, and unity. And if you think about it, there is a war. There is a battle we have to fight. There's so much fear in life, so much stress and anxiety, so much division, that we really have to work at loving ourselves before we can love anyone else. So as we sit with ourselves, try not to escape, but learn to accept where you are and then grow from there. And now extend your right leg forward. Don't lock out your knee. Exhale, pyramid pose, fold over your right leg. It's okay if your hands don't quite reach the floor. It's okay to bend your front knee, but keep pulling your right hip back, your left hip down. Think reach your heart forward rather than just down to your foot. Take some deep breaths into your right leg. And if you have some blocks at home, they're always really handy. As you inhale, come into your warrior one, Veerbhadrasana. As you exhale, come into your warrior two, open up your hips. So we want heel to heel alignment, front knee over your ankle, back heel slightly behind your pinky toe. We're gonna extend our arms, sink our hips. Now we're gonna be here for 2 minutes. This is gonna be a really challenging 2 minutes. You're gonna wanna cheat the pose. You're gonna wanna look around you. You're gonna wanna find an excuse to come out of it. Can you find that one reason, maybe it's your intention, to stay put? Keep checking in with your body, that you're in the right places. Notice where you can relax. Notice where you can become more firm. Keep your breath deep and steady. I'll give you a little secret. If you lift the corners of your mouth, it gets a lot easier. Now I know it burns, but keep your legs as is. And I'll reach forward, exhale, full extended side angle. See if you can place your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Peel back your left shoulder. Use a block if you need. Find your breath. Pull your heels towards each other. Finding a connection to the mat, to the earth, for your support to keep lifting up. From your core, not momentum, and now reverse your warrior. Keep your leg as it is. I know it's burning, it's shaking. Take one more breath into your fingertips. Exhale, triangle. Now we get out of that right leg. We reach up and over. Don't feel like you have to lock out the right knee. And now reverse your warrior. Lunge your front knee. Reach up and back. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach up and forward. One more time. And now reverse. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. We'll pause here for just a little bit. So think everything's moving upward. Maybe you touch the floor with your palm, have a block, but keep opening your hips, keep opening your heart. Option for Utthita if it feels good, top arm over your ear. Once again from your core, and I'll stand up. Pivot your right foot to the left, then exhale, hug your heels in, horse squat, goddess pose, goddess horse, horse goddess. You get to be whatever you feel like, okay? We want our knees over ankles, hips down low. You can have your hands to your hips for stability, hands to your heart for connection, or you can have your hands up high if you're feeling incredible like I am. Think about becoming like a sumo wrestler, solid and unmovable. If somebody tried to come push me over, they wouldn't be able to because I'm like a statue, firmly planted in who I am. Doesn't matter what anybody else says about me, thinks about me, I am who I am. And that's okay with me. That's what Mooladhara is all about, finding our core self. It's not your name, it's not your age, it's not your gender, it's not your past or your future. It's your breath, it's your heartbeat, it's your humanity. So can you connect? Can you sink down a little bit lower? Finding your breath. And a little fun fact about trees, because I love trees, is there's certain types of trees that can share nutrients through their roots, and some tree stumps have been kept alive by the trees around them for up to 100 years. So right now, you have this ability to share your energy. Maybe you need to receive some energy. And now rise up. Whew. Exhale, warrior two, facing forward. Good, and now reverse your warrior. Exhale back to the extended side angle, but right arm on top of your right leg. And now reach your left arm high. Exhale, take it behind your back. This is layer one. Layer two, to take the right hand down. Layer three, right arm under your right leg to grab your left hand for your bind. Open the chest, open the hips, maybe look up. Find your breath. In now warrior two. Exhale, chaturanga. Option for ekapada. Float your right foot as you come down halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a few breaths to reset. Heart towards your knees. Heels towards the ground. Shoulders away from your ears. And now lift your left leg high. Exhale, draw your left knee towards the sky, scorpion. Shake it, circle it, wiggle it, bring some life into the hip. Keep pressing through the hands, down through your right heel. Good, and now extend your left leg again. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Can you create contact? Inhale, slide your knee down. Exhale over to your right wrist. Inhale to your right elbow. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, down. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Exhale, left elbow. Last time, inhale, down. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Pause. Inhale, falling triangle. Lift your right hand. Extend your left leg. If you're feeling solid, lift that bottom leg up. Use your bathroom muscles. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take a seat. Good, so legs are split. Take your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Take your left hand to the outside of your left leg. Remember, we want to be leaning forward as far as we can. Palms flat if you can. Point your toes. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, push into the mat. Lift your legs. 5. Inhale, down softly. Exhale, up 4. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Keep them up. Don't feel bad if they're barely up. You're still getting the work. Good. Inhale, set them down. Plant your left hand to the top of the mat. Now, falling triangle, pick up from the core. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step lightly between your hands. Low lunge. Plant your right heel. Inhale, warrior 1. Square your hips. Good. Relax your shoulders. Think lift from the crown of your head while sinking through your tailbone. Inhale, lift your arms up nice and high. Maybe palms connect, but they don't have to. Find your breath. Keep finding those little micro adjustments you can be making. You always have this option, do I sit in the pose or do I work in the pose? And since it is a warrior pose, I'm pretty sure we should be working in this one, right? Let's now extend your left leg. Exhale, pyramid pose, fold over your left leg. So try not to lock out the knee. Find your breath, extend your spine, then deepen your fold. Maybe palms to the floor. You can be on your fingertips or use blocks, books, whatever you have handy. If you don't have any of those handy, just bend your knee as much as you need. Keep pulling your right hip forward, your left hip back. Deep breaths. Our hands and our feet are our connections to the earth. So when they're on the earth, it brings a sense of calm, of grounding, and connection. We're not the only life out there. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up your hips. Find a solid stance, heel to heel alignment. Hips down low, front knee isn't caving in or out. Arms out like swords, gaze forward. Here for 2 minutes. See if you can find a sense of santosha or contentment. This might not be your favorite posture. This might not be your favorite moment in life. But we're here. It's part of your life. And our life isn't guaranteed to go on. So can you be part of it? Can you embrace it? Can you learn from it? Next time somebody tells you that life speeds up as you get older, just make them hold warrior 2 for 2 minutes. It's not that life gets faster, it's that our minds get busier. I know your legs are shaking, they're burning, but stick with it. Take a deep breath in, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Let's place our hand down to a block, the floor. Peel back your right shoulder. Keep the hips open. Deep breaths of grounding. Keep trying to wedge open your heart, shoulder blades together. From your core, inhale, reverse warrior. Keep your legs in the lunge. I know it's burning. Exhale, triangle. Now that heat helps us get into our flexibility. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach up, reach back. Exhale, triangle, trikonasana. Reach up and forward. Last time, inhale, reverse. And then exhale, triangle pose. Find a place that you can be in for about 5 breaths. Try not to lock out your knee. Notice if you're sticking your butt out, tuck it in. Extend through the crown of your head. We're moving in every direction, down, up, forward, and back. And now stand up from your core. Pivot your left foot to the right. And then exhale, fold in half prasarita. There's so many options here. Hands on the floor, elbows to the mat. Peace fingers to your big toes, hands between your legs. You could extend your legs into a middle split. You could come into your headstand. Maybe you want to play around with your straddle stand, keeping your legs wide as you come into your handstand. Whatever it is, take about 10 breaths to be there. Don't be afraid to play around. Practice makes perfect. Inversions are all about finding a sense of calm. Imagine the top of your head popped open. All of your thoughts got to dump out. Keep breathing. Let's draw your hands to your hips. So inversions, try to slowly lower down, maybe even hover your feet. And now rise up from your core. Exhale, warrior 2, facing forward. And now reverse your warrior to prepare. Exhale, draw your left arm down to your left leg, extended side angle. Take your half bind, right arm behind your back. Layer 1. Layer 2, left hand down to the mat. Layer 3, left hand under your left leg, maybe to grab your right hand. Take some deep breaths. Open the chest, heels together, relax. Release your bind. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga. Optional ekapada, float your left foot as you slowly come halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, bend your knees. Lift your arms up nice and high. Make sure you're tucking your tail, that you're firm through your feet. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, take your hands to your heart. Good. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, take a seat onto your heels. Ball squat. Good. Now, some of you might have to keep your heels lifted for this. Some of you might be able to plant your heels. That's what we're eventually working on, ankle flexibility. So if you can, drop your heels, reach your arms forward, and then let's see if we can draw your left foot forward into a pistol squat. If you fall over, just try again. Maybe peace fingers to your big toes, and then we'll come back to center. Deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can drop your heels. It's okay if they don't come all the way down. We'll see if we can extend your right foot forward. Try to ground yourself. Lift up through the crown of your head. Deep breaths. And we'll draw our heels down. Good. A little bit more work. Deep breath in. Exhale, take a seat. Try not to plop, okay? Good, so we're gonna draw our knees together. Shrug out the shoulders a couple times, wipe off your sweat if you're getting really sweaty. It's not a bad thing, it's not a punishment, I promise. We're gonna lift our feet. Now keep your knees together. If your knees start to separate, we're losing the base of our core and the support of our core. So knees together is better than lifting your legs into fancy places. But if you can keep your knees together and lift your legs, then get as fancy as you'd like, okay? So we're gonna reach our arms forward. If you have a block or something to hold, it makes it a little bit easier, but maybe you take your palms together or keep your hands separated. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, take a twist to the right, turn your chest to the right. Inhale to center, exhale, take a twist to the left, knees together. Inhale, center, exhale, right. Inhale, center, exhale, left. You know what we're doing, keep it up. You can go faster, you can go slower, you could lift your legs, you could straighten your legs, but twist from your core. Face your chest, each direction. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, knees together, 3, 2, 1. Draw your knees to your chest, nice big squeeze, release. Good, layer 2. Hands behind your knees to start with. Lift up your feet. Good, layer 2, no hands. Layer 3, maybe legs come up. Grounding through our Mooladhara, our tailbone, the base of our spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, low boat. Try not to set your head, shoulders, or heels down. Good, let's inhale, open your legs out nice and wide. Exhale, squeeze the feet together, 10. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 8. 7. 6, really squeeze the feet. 5. 4. 3. Keep the heels low. 2. 1. Draw your knees to your chest. Lots of love. Circle out your knees. Good. Start to rock and roll. Forward and back, as many times as you need to come into your chair without using your hands. Might be a little bit of an awkward wobble or dance. You know, work at it, you'll get better. Deep breath in, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your chaturanga, step walk. Maybe you want to throw an inversion like crow in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, scorpion. Come onto your right fingertips. And as softly as you can, start to flip your dog, but be light about it. So maybe just your right toes are on the floor. Maybe you can even hover those right toes off the floor, but still back bent. Here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your chest. Inhale, set your knee down to the mat. Now exhale, lift it back up to your chest for 5. Inhale down. Exhale, lift up. 4, wrap your elbows in. Inhale down. Exhale, lift up for 3, exaggerate it. Inhale down. Exhale, lift for 2. Last time, inhale down. As you exhale, lift up, step through. Notice if you have to jam your foot through. Eventually, you want the space in your chest to step lightly through. Plant your back heel. Inhale, warrior 1. Square your hips. Lunge your front knee, relax. And now lift your arms up nice and high. Exhale, sink into it. And now extend your right leg. Exhale, pyramid, fold over your right leg. Good, so bend your right knee if you need. Use a prop if you have one. We're gonna plant your left hand either side of your right foot. In a revolved Trikonasana, lift your right hand high. Peel back your shoulder, peel back your right hip. Keep your left heel sealed to the mat. Deep breaths, reaching up. Deep breaths out, pushing down. As above, so below. We ground down to rise up. Last breath in. Exhale, right hand down, pyramid pose. Inhale, warrior 1. Sharpen your swords. Deep breath in. Exhale, slice your swords, airplane arms. Look forward at a non-moving object. With 1 clean step, inhale, left knee to your chest. 1-legged pose. Draw your hands to your heart. Find your breath, find stability. Cross your left foot over your right knee, figure 4. Flexing your left foot definitely helps. Options. Layer 1 is here. Just like Mooladhara, layer 1 is the most important layer to master. Layer 2, maybe elbows come to your shin, pull your heart forward. Layer 3, hands to your ankle. 2 options for layer 4. Maybe you come onto your hands and float your back foot up into your Galavasana, or flying pigeon. Option 2, sit onto your right heel. Okay, try to relax and find your Yogi toe squat. Biggest advice here, don't try too hard. Wherever you're at, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Coming back out in a one-legged pose. Good, hands can be to hips, you're solid. Hands to heart, you're connected. Hands in the air, you're super, okay? Choose the way that you want to feel. Solid, connected, or super. Deep breath in. Exhale, warrior 3, Veerbhadra 3. Try to get your head and your tailbone in the same line. Reach forward and back, down and up. Here for 3, 2, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, standing split. Good, keep your left leg lifted. Plant your left hand. And now lift your right hand high. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Keep peeling back the shoulder. Maybe you come onto your fingertips. Option to take your left hand to your right heart. Well, just to your heart. Maybe some of you have 2 hearts. Deep breath in. Exhale, release that left hand if it was lifted, and step your left foot back. Now this is the hard part. You're gonna have to use a lot of core here, so be really solid. Look up, and I'll rise up into a vertical crescent lunge. So we stay twisted. Maybe you bend your back knee, find a low center of gravity. Keep your twist. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower your left arm to the outside of your right leg, revolving crescent lunge. Now drop your back knee if you're toasted, if you're done, if you need a break, but maybe you're ready to go a little bit deeper. Left arm down, right hand high. Final option, right arm behind your back, half bind. Maybe left arm can go under your leg to grab your right hand, full bind. Just an option. Look up if you can. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, release your arms. Look forward, left hand down. And now rise up, lots of core. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, forward fold. Hands and feet down. And now halfway lift. Exhale, your chaturanga. Step, walk, or jump it back. Good, if you ever need to take a break and just come into down dog, remember this class is about grounding yourself. We'll get into the fire in the 3rd chakra. That's when we need to push ourselves, but here, honor where you need to be. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. One more breath in, one more breath out. And now lift your left leg high. Exhale, scorpion your leg. Come onto your left fingertips, and as softly as you can, let's flip your dog. Left foot down. Maybe you're just on the toe tips. Maybe you can float the left foot off the mat. Keep your back bent. In a 3-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, draw your knee to your chest, lean forward, press to the hands, and now set your knee down. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale down. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale down. Exhale up for 3. Inhale down. Exhale up for 2. Last time, inhale down. As you exhale, lift it up, step through. Plant the right heel in a warrior 1. Square your hips. Hopefully the alignment's getting easier and easier. Seal the edges of your feet. And now lift your arms. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Slow breath out, calm your heart rate. Good, and now extend your front leg. Exhale, pyramid pose. Fold over your left leg. Square your hips. Use a prop if you have one. We're gonna plant your right hand either side of your left leg. We're gonna now lift your left hand, revolved Trikonasana. So it's a very technical pose. That's why I say modify it. Don't force yourself into a place like this. Peel back the left shoulder, peel back the left hip, look up if you can, press down through the right palm, feel the mat, feel the earth, be supported. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand down, pyramid pose. In our warrior one, rise back up slowly. Exhale, slice your swords, airplane arms. One clean step, in our right knee to your chest. Good, take your hands to your heart. Take a second to reconnect. We'll cross your right foot to your left knee. Figure four. So layer one's here, flex the foot, it helps. Layer two, elbows to your shin. Layer three, hands to your ankle. Layer four, Galavasana, come onto your hands. Final layer is that Yogi toe squat, so sitting onto your heel. Takes a little bit of balance here, so be firm but soft at the same time to find your balance. And notice the difference between one side of your body and the other side. Usually one side is easier, the other side more challenging. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1, coming out of any option you chose. Rise up, one-legged pose. So hands to hips for stability, hands to heart for connection, hands up to the sky. If you're feeling super, take a deep breath in. Exhale, warrior 3 slowly. Breathe, extend. One more breath in. Exhale, standing splits softly, hands come down. Keep your right leg lifting, it helps. Really ground down through your right hand. And now let's lift your left hand high, revolved Ardha Chandrasana. So similar and probably easier than that revolved Trikonasana. You might come onto your right fingertips. And maybe, if your core turns on, right hand comes to your heart. Find balance. If you fall, try again. Good, let's release the right hand down. Step your right foot back. Adjust yourself so that you're really connected to your core. Legs are solid. Look up. Inhale, stand up, vertical. Crescent lunge. Might be a little wobbly. Squeeze your bathroom muscles. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're still in our twist. Breathe in. Exhale, right arm to the outside of your left leg, revolving crescent lunge. You can drop your back knee. You could extend your arms. You could take a half bind, left arm behind your back. Maybe you can reach the full bind, right arm under your left leg. And, good for you if you can do that. We've all got work to do, so don't feel bad if you can't do it. I can't do it either. Breathe. Slowly we'll work through the discomfort and we'll find our bliss. Release your bind if you had it. Plant your right hand. Last little effort. And now pick up your right foot. Exhale, forward fold, hands and feet down. And now halfway lift. Final chaturanga. Step, walk, float your way there. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step, walk, maybe invert into a seat. Awesome. Shrug out the shoulders, wipe off your sweat, sip of water if you need. We're almost done. We just got a little bit of surrendering to do now. Let's extend your right leg long and draw your left heel to your inner right thigh. Turn towards your extended leg. Keep your left knee pressing down towards the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, Janu Sirsasana. Start to fold over your right leg. Remember length before depth. So inhale, reach your heart towards your toes. Then exhale, sink towards your shin. I know that there can be a temptation to grab your foot. And if that works for your body, go for it. But what's really working for my body and its flexibility is placing my elbows down. Always explore your body, listen to your body, apply the wisdom, and you'll find you get more out of the practice. Because each of us has a different body, a different experience. So what works for me might not work for you, but it doesn't hurt to try it out. And now rise back up. Switch sides. Set yourself up for success. Maybe move the cushion out of the way. Turn towards your extended leg. A deep breath in. Then exhale, Janu Sirsasana. And maybe like me, you find your left leg a little bit more flexible. And if you want to feel it more, flex your toes. Now rise back up. Let's take both of our legs together. Now you can bend your knees as much as you need. This is more about your back than your legs. Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold. Flex your toes. Now reach your arms up high, and then exhale, fold over your legs. So maybe you work on putting your elbows down. Maybe you grab your feet. Something that works for me is I like to drape my hands over my toes. Then I hit the fuel or gas pedal. Then I hit the clutch. And if you guys have never driven a clutch, you should probably go learn, especially if you plan on going to Europe or Oz. So hit the gas or the fuel, and then the clutch, and you'll get a nice little back massage. Do that a few times just to feel good, and then sink into the posture. To feel it more, tuck your chin. If that's too much, don't tuck your chin. Then inhale, rise up slowly. Draw your right knee into your chest. And then step your right foot over your left knee. Good. Draw your left heel in towards your body. Make sure your right foot is planted. And we're going to take your right hand back behind you, just like the beginning of class. Take your left arm and hook it to the outside of your right leg, Matsyasana. And now open your chest. Exhale, gaze back over your right shoulder. So you can stay here, but maybe you found the space in your body to go a little bit deeper. Take your hand through the little gap in your legs. And then maybe the right hand comes behind your back to grab your own hand. Deep breaths. Really wringing out our spine, releasing pressure, massaging our internal organs, and learning that no matter what place you find yourself in life, uncomfortable, constricted, we can still find peace, mindfulness, connection. All we have to do is breathe and look inward. Release your bind if you have it. Now there's two ways of switching your legs. There's a boring way. You could just switch your legs. Or there's the fun way where you open yourself up to the left and you just spin around, okay? So left foot is over the right knee. We want the left foot to be planted. I'll spin around so you can see me. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Left hand behind you for stability. Hook your right arm to the outside of your left leg and begin to twist into Matsyasana. And if you're comfortable, right hand would come between the gap in your legs. Maybe left hand comes around your back to grab your hands. Deep breaths. Try to relax, get rid of the resistance. So think of your breath like water and your body like a stone. We smooth it out. Breath by breath, we get rid of the edges, the tensions. Release your bind. Release your legs. Cross your legs. If lotus is in your practice, feel free to take lotus, but we are going to be here for a little bit, so be in a place that's comfortable for you, okay? So we're going to end the way we began. with a little bit of a meditation. To begin this meditation, I invite you to chant the sacred sound of LAM, L-A-M. So this is the sound of our root chakra, and this is all about reconnecting to the earth itself, reconnecting to our truest self, our core self, and finding a sense of connection to what's below us. So we're going to take our hands to our heart, close your eyes, and maybe think of an intention you want to offer up as you chant. Maybe it's for the earth to heal. Maybe it's for you to become a little bit more solid, a little bit more calm. Whatever it is, I want you to offer it up. So we're going to take a deep breath in. We'll take a deep breath out. We'll breathe in to prepare. Sit with it for a second. Feel the energy moving through your body. Breathe deep. Keep breathing deeply, feeling the energy move through your body. We find a sense of groundedness, of calm, knowing that we're exactly where we need to be. We find a trust in our body that it's going to support us. We find a connection to the earth beneath us, that we're not in this alone, that just like plants, we have this ability to share our energy, to reach out to everyone else around us. And we find this unmovable connection to ourself, that we are who we are, that we have a right to be here, we have a purpose, and we make an impact. I encourage you to stay here a little bit longer if you have the time, to keep connecting to yourself, to keep working on yourself, because it benefits everyone else. Before we can connect to anyone else and anything else, we must first find a solid connection to ourselves. It is the roots that allow us to start growing into the other chakras on this journey. Thank you so much for joining me. We take one last deep breath in. And as we exhale, we bow to each other. Namaste.